without any cream. It can also be an appetizer, so you can put it on crostinis. Split pea soup doesn't need cream to become rich and creamy. You just simply cook the peas with veggies and spices, and then you blend it smooth. You can serve it as an entree or on crusty bread. So if you want to figure out how to cook that, then stay tuned. So basically, before cooking, always examine your split peas. Rinse them well. I use extremely hot water for about 3 minutes on them. I also like to use this screened drain because if you use a spaghetti strainer, obviously the lentils go right through. And then right after you do that, flash them with some cold water, and I usually do that right about the time you can start to smell the really richness from the lentils. It's great. So I always I have a little mini crock pot I use, and if you have a larger one, then that's just fine. But I always turn my crock pot on high for about an hour, and then the last 3 hours, because I cook it for 4 hours, I keep it on low. I use 1 8-ounce container of organic vegetable broth and 16 ounces of purified water. I add the entire package of the green split peas in the recipe that I'm making right now, but you can do half. You would just divide everything by half. I use 1 bay leaf. I use seasoning that are mixed with rosemary and thyme, and I use just a sprinkle of that. I use 4 garlic cloves. I mince them and then I add them. And I use about 4 dashes of salt and 4 dashes of pepper. I also like to add 3 dashes of cayenne pepper, but usually I use red pepper flakes actually, but this time I didn't have any, but cayenne pepper is just fine. You just want a hint of spice. You don't want it to be spicy. So, like I said before, I usually cook it on the crock pot for about an hour. I'd also like to mention that this is the vegan recipe that I'm giving you. You can also cook a pork chop and use about 1/4 of that pork chop and cut it up really fine and put the bone in there, and it tastes delicious. But in this case, I'm actually going to use it mostly as an appetizer on a crostini for Mason. He really loves that. So, but I also keep, with this recipe, about half of it, and if I go on a juice fast, instead of munching on sugar or something with flour in it, I will actually eat some of the lentil soup to hold me over. And it's just really good. It's a really good lunch to pull out of the refrigerator if you don't have a lot of time, and yeah, I really like it. So I thought you would too, and I hope you have a great day, and I love you. Sweet!